LiteFM.
Oh, we're rolling? I was watching this new show called The Good Cop. I'll just pause it.
Really? Who's in that? Be careful there.
Josh Groban's in there. I'll just pause it for a minute.
Why don't you pause it and take a look at who's really here.
He's really here.
He's really here.
It's me.
He's not just actor man.
I've grown my beard
on
back
TV.
since shooting.
That's right.
Yes, it's true. Oh, so excited.
I love this.
It's a great trailer. I watched that trailer and I was like, yeah, that's a show I'd watch. Sure.
Oh, wait, I'm
yeah,
in that.
I'm in that. Yeah.
It's The Good Cop.
Shout out to the people who make trailers. I have to say, like, it is an art form in itself.
Yeah.
So
2
people,
minutes.
They can take 10 hours of footage
Yeah.
and say, here's how I'm going to make a 2-minute sizzle clip.
Yeah.
Sizzle.
Here's the
Sizzle.
stuff. And-
That's
yes.
industry
I
speak.
like
Sizzle.
that.
You know.
Inside speak, exactly.
Yeah. Like
So-
when the music like drops out for the
Yeah.
punchline. You know, like that's, how do you learn that?
I find, though, you're right, because if I see a comedy on TV or at the movies, and if the sizzle doesn't work for me,
Yeah.
if they put what they think is the funniest stuff up, it bombs every time. if it's not
gotta
funny,
sizzle.
right?
It's a
It's
trailer.
gotta sizzle.
Yeah.
The sizzle reel.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Josh Groban is with us. Quite
got a
the
lot going
slacker. You have, I don't know, how
So
many
lazy.
projects? What do you,
Well,
Netflix, albums, concerts? Oh, my.
I went from Broadway
Yes, you did.
to music to the TV, then to hosting, then back to music, and now the TV and the music are coming out on the same day. And now I'm just all promo all the time.
All sizzle.
I'm a promo
You're all sizzle.
machine.
Right.
You want him, you've got Josh
But
Groban.
it's been a really busy couple of years, and it's really exciting. I've never had a moment in my career like this one where I've had so many different sides of my weirdo brain that have been able to kind of come out kind of simultaneously. So it's exciting. It's very rewarding. I'm very, very grateful for the chance to do
I think last time we saw Josh, you were about to start on Broadway.
That's right. Yeah, that's when we last
with
talked.
Pierre and
That's Natasha Pierre and the Great Comedy of 1812.
And so we went to see you. You were fantastic.
Oh, thank you so much.
yeah.
Thanks for
And you
coming.
did it for a while, but
I did almost a year.
You did it for a whole year.
Yeah, I did about 275 performances. So
you needed to move on, and
well, it was,
yeah.
and I extended 3 months as
Okay.
well, past what my original contract was. So, we were thrilled. I mean, it was just critically acclaimed, and we got nominated for 12 Tonys. It was just one of those things
You
where
were nominated,
where I
yeah.
was nominated as well
Yeah.
for Best Actor. But I, as the kid who would sing along to, musical theater cast recordings as a kid,
Wow.
to be a part of that world and to have been in a show that was so kind of out of the box and weird and fun, really just meant everything to me. And it was hugely inspiring. The new album was a large portion of it was written in that dressing room, just kind of getting ready to go on. The nerves were there. I had a little keyboard, and I would just put hundreds of ideas into my iPhone.
Right.
And eventually those became songs.
That's a
that's
great
the-
way to work it out, yeah.
Bridges, right?
It is Bridges.
Well, tell us about that album.
Sure. Well, I mean, like I said, I was surrounded by such great art at that time. I was had a cast that were all musicians in their own right, in bands and things like that. And so I just had a lot to say. I'd done a musical theater record. It wasn't an original music record, so I had a lot of original music ideas already ready to go. And I wanted this album to be kind of a positive light in this divisive world that we're in. I wanted to write songs that were about unity and about, getting over the divisiveness and getting over the hump of this kind of anxiety the country kind of seems to be in and the world seems to be in right now. I certainly was feeling it. And sometimes writing music and recording music is therapeutic to me in that way. So you write and you sing the songs that you need to hear in that moment. So it just kind of took on an uplifting tone. It took on a tone that for me was going back to those first couple of records that, vocally I wanted to leave it all in the vocal booth.
Yeah.
But stylistically I wanted it to really kind of be very personal, but at the same time multilingual and include world music and great rhythm. And it's a song that'll be album that'll be a lot of fun live
Multilingual?
for sure. Yeah, there's four languages, including
Really?
English on the sounds, Italian, Spanish, French, and English. And the demos have a lot of gibberish. But
A lot of sizzle. I mean, that's
you
got all four corners of the globe.
You should see the sizzle reel for the album.
I can't wait.
It's just as effective. Really good. So, I just wanted to go in and not think about formula and just and write from the heart and sing from the heart. And it's some of the best stuff I've been most proud of in my whole career.
Look at that.
And now you're going out on tour with it.
Yes, I am. Yeah. These songs are going to be a lot of fun to hit the road with. It's my first time back in really big venues in a few years because we did a theater tour for the theater album. So, to be going back to places like the Garden and to be able to have songs that are such high energy. This band that we have and the musicians we're going to have on stage are just.
Is it going to be different from like maybe a show you might have done maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago?
Well, it's going to be different than the last show that I did. It was mostly orchestral,
right?
And it was done in kind of more classical kind of venues because the songs were more classical in nature, more traditional style songs. So now that we're drifting kind of more into a kind of more of a contemporary sound with this album, it's more like the venues I was playing the first 6 or 7 years of my career, where we would do these big vocal songs and hugely rhythmic songs that I kind of started out doing. We're kind of going back to that a little bit again, and so to have a venue that can hold that kind of energy and you can really hit the back of the house of 10,000-15,000 people, it's great. It's why I do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's my favorite time is when I'm on stage.
Your shows are so much fun.
Thanks.
Because as we can tell, he's kind of funny.
Oh yeah,
and that's there in his concerts, and you're so interactive with the audience.
To interact.
I
like to break the ice.
Out.
I think in my fans, there's always kind of half and half of people who've been there before and know what to expect, and then there are people who are like going to give it a shot, or they think because they've seen the PBS special or something like, oh, this is going to be we're going to sit and we're going to wear our white gloves and clap politely, and or they were dragged there by a spouse.
That's usually what it is.
And so my job is over the course of like a live show is to really break that ice and have a lot of fun with the crowd and make it fun, make it lively. Even though the songs are going to be a combination of stuff that's more high energy and low, and not low energy, but more classical style, more legato, less beat. I want the energy of the show itself to be like any other rock show, like any other pop show, and using humor to do that can be a real tool.
Yeah, you do. We have such a great time at your shows.
And then all this going on. See, that would be enough for me. I think. I'm good. I'm doing a tour.
I'm tired.
And wait a minute. Let me throw in a Netflix cop show. Like how does that happen?
Completely by surprise. It's not something I auditioned for.
Tony Danza plays your tough cop dad?
My tough cop dad.
Yeah, and you play the brainy...
By the way, based on a real character. There was a real detective who was like the most corrupt detective in NYPD history who went to jail. But this guy was like, you had to love him because he was so shameless. Like he came out with a that was the Danza character.
Good.
Yeah, so he kind of did a lot of under the table shady deals as a detective, but he was still the best in the department.
Yeah.
He went to prison for 8 years. As part of his parole, he has to live with me. I've risen up the ranks to kind of,
clean cut,
give the family name back its honor, and I'm pathologically honest by the rules. And
That's great.
Together we're solving these crimes, and
I like it.
And so it's a lot of fun. Andy Breckman, who made Monk, and wrote
how
for
did
SNL.
They call you? I mean, because
he wrote me a letter. Andy is one of these guys in the industry that is just so unconventional. When he feels something, when he knows that he wants something, if he knows the chemistry is going to be right, even if he knows it's going to be weird on paper. Like people were reading this and going, cop show, Groban, Danza. I'm going to tilt my head awkwardly at that one.
I knew you weren't the bad cop. I figured you
never know.
Cop. Yeah.
But he knew that the chemistry would be there. He just somehow knew.
Yeah.
And so he took me and Danza out for dinner, went to an Italian restaurant, and he's just like, this is my show. He was watching us talk to each other. He's like, this is my show. This is what I want. And then he wrote for us. And that chemistry comes across on camera. And what seemed weird on paper actually wound up being just so natural and so fun. And we both just had the best time.
That's great.
So we're going to be binging this one.
Yeah.
This is Netflix.
Well, how many episodes?
It's 10 episodes.
Oh,
and each one is its own mystery, its own murder mystery.
Great.
Oh,
Andy's a puzzle maker. In his off time, he actually makes puzzles and games. So when he writes about crime, like he did with Monk, same kind of thing. He likes to write the perfect crime and then work backwards.
How cool is
How
that?
could it possibly be made? So it's a family
and you
show.
shaved the beard, right?
I shaved the beard.
Mom was happy.
Detective protocol. My mom was thrilled. Trust me, I was pushing. I was like, "Are you sure I can't be the bearded detective? Can we call the show the bearded hipster detective?"
You're the brainy cop, and you're going to shave.
Andy was like, "I'm so sorry, kiddo. I'm so sorry. I've talked to the cops. You have to shave the beard."
It'll come back.
It certainly did. I just rubbed the chia pet spread on my face.
Yes, you're good.
And
so
pray.
when you came in, Josh, you said you had we offered you our office illustrious coffee
I don't
here.
know how you can turn that down.
But you turned it down
you.
because you went where for coffee?
I went to well, I'm not going to mention where I went for coffee because I go there every morning and I have stalkers.
Okay.
But I went to a really delicious coffee place. There is no shortage of good coffee in the city.
So
I like it iced. I like it cold brew.
Yeah.
I like it nitro if possible.
So we're not gonna do the reveal. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Well, that'll be our secret.
I got my little places I go
What's
every day.
What's the best coffee that when you're on your tour? Like where do you get your best coffee?
Oh, when I go to Europe, we have a very American way of doing the cold brew. Is like a very American kind of thing,
Yeah.
and it's so good. We're used to that acidity. We're used to that taste.
Yeah.
But when I go to Italy, I mean, you get an espresso drink in Italy.
Yeah.
There's just nothing like it. It's
No.
like people talk about like the glass of wine that changed your life. You know, it was a 1965 Chateauneuf de Pape, and when
an espresso.
right, it was an
Yes.
espresso in Rome that was just like this is possible.
Right.
And so whenever I go back
All
there, I
right.
make sure to have like a cookie
I mean,
and a
for
cappuccino.
maybe for the rest of us, Rome. I haven't been there in a few years,
but you know what?
I was
That's
thinking
how-
Seattle, maybe.
How I started
Well,
liking
Seattle too.
coffee.
Yeah, Seattle too. It's look. I'm not above Starbucks. I think Starbucks is delicious. I went to the original Starbucks in Seattle. That's a fun thing to do.
Yeah, I want to do
Yeah.
that.
But
yeah.
speaking of espresso,
Did you have to wait in line like I did?
you
with
sure
my
did.
Kids?
Absolutely,
Good. I wanna make
gladly.
sure. We're not pulling
And
rank.
I went
Yeah.
in there and I said, okay, it's my first time at the original Starbucks. What should I get? And the guy said, you should order an espresso drink. Speaking of espresso, because he said that espresso machine was the first espresso machine bought in any Starbucks ever.
Oh, look at
and it's
that.
the original
Wow.
one. So yeah, that's kind of fun. If you're
That's so
in the
cool.
Seattle area,
Wow.
go check that out. And then go to the fish market and watch them throw fish around.
Yeah. That's fun. No,
Good,
that's a
we
good
haven't
day.
addressed
It's right around that Pike Place. I love Seattle. It's a great
yeah.
city.
I'm sure you're going to hit it on your tour. Is it a nationwide tour?
It's a nationwide
worldwide?
tour. Then we're going
Yeah.
to do international in December and beyond.
Do you know where you start offhand?
We start in Atlanta. Yeah.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
I know you went
Start in
to-
Atlanta and then end
Right.
the U.S. tour for the first leg at the Garden. in
Yeah.
New York.
Oh, we got to be there for that.
So yeah, please
Yeah.
come.
Yeah, we would love that.
It's the last one, so there will
Yeah.
be drinks.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And
on
Adina's
course?
going to be
Yes.
joining us. Dear Adina, who's just one of the most talented, lovely people.
Will you guys do anything together on stage? Just
Absolutely.
The voices together.
Oh yeah, we'll do
Yeah.
a couple duets.
Yeah.
She'll blow the roof off with her own set, and then we'll do some duets as well. And and the great thing about having somebody as versatile as Adina is that we go back. We've sung songs that are pop songs together. We did chess together
Oh, fun.
at Royal Albert Hall. So we've done music. We've done show tunes together. And as we're coming up with ideas like what we could possibly do each night, like let me just switch it up depending on what city we're in. Somebody may say, "Oh, we really want to
I
hear you do a
love
duet
that.
from Chess." We may throw that out there.
Love it.
We might sing a song
Yeah.
from one of my albums. We might sing a song from one of her albums.
I think people
Well,
love that. They do. They
You gotta
'cause
keep it
I hate
fresh.
when if I see a music set right before,
Yeah.
and then the artist follows it to a T. Oh, so I could have been here yesterday.
You got to try and change things up.
Yeah.
On the one hand, you owe it to the next show to do as good a show as you did last. And if certain things fall in an order that really creates a great show, it's nice to give them that as well. But we like to make it a combo of stuff that we know is going to work and we know the fans want to hear, and then try and mix things up.
And you're
as well.
hopped up on coffee. I mean,
And you're hopped up. No, I don't
gonna
drink.
be great.
I can't drink coffee before I perform.
Okay,
because the adrenaline of performing
to
is already.
know.
So I become so jittery.
That's
Is everybody having a good time tonight,
I
Atlanta?
love it. There's
Yeah.
a secret. We didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, just
All right, so
tease.
the album drops the 21st.
21st,
Yes, Bridges.
Yep, Bridges is coming out, and
Going
the
on
response
tour.
from the fans has been just so lovely. So thanks everybody for that. And
Also on the 21st, your show.
is the Good Cop, yeah.
Yeah,
so
on Netflix.
it's kind of
So the Garden is the 18th of November. It
Yeah.
makes a nice
Right.
stocking stuffer or a free stocking stuffer.
Couple of
Just
tickets.
Get that. Yeah, get that. Tickets. When do they go on sale? Do you know,
They're
or
on
do
sale.
your people know?
They're on sale.
No,
They're on sale.
Let's
Yeah,
go right now.
they're on sale.
The people
Let's
say
do
it's
it.
on sale now.
And the Garden is going fast, so get in there.
Josh, always
Will
the
do.
fastest 15 minutes in radio when
Same.
Josh
Yeah.
talks by. I
That's
swear.
That's what they call me. Thank you so much,
Josh
guys.
Groban, everybody.
Always a pleasure. Thanks for having
Album
me on.
drops on the 21st.
Awesome.